David Baruch, it was April 2020 when we spoke about your Calf Pro, and it was in the infancy stage, ready to come out on Kickstarter. And I can't believe over 5 years later, we're finally reconnecting. So thanks for joining me today.
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure. It's funny to see that old unit with the blue writing on the side.
Yeah, I saw the new black one.
Yeah, the black's now the way we're going. It's very similar, obviously. It still mechanically does the same thing, but it's great seeing that was the original crowdfunding unit, and you're still using it, right?
I want to thank you for this unit because I have lower back issues, and I thought for my legs and the hamstrings, but I think it's really helped my back because I used to have sciatic issues. So I think it's helped. My hamstrings are really tight, but I use it every day, and I really feel that stretch, and it's an amazing product that you created.
I'm so glad. I mean, the whole idea is to bring what I'm doing here in my office to everyone, or at least anyone who can understand the mission of self-care, which I hope is everybody, And, we did foot and ankle with Calf Pro. And now with CobraPRESS, we're literally going the next zone up out of 12. So we're going from zone 1, which is Calf Pro, to then hamstrings, groin, glutes, the whole way up, lower back pain, neck pain, all the way up to try to help everybody with their whole body. So the next one's going to help you with the hamstrings and the lower back. I can't wait for you to use it as well.
I can't wait. And today I want to talk about the CobraPRESS, and excited about this new product that you're bringing to market. And how did it all come about with bringing it to market, and why? And maybe you can also just share a little. I mean, you're a physical therapist, and is your specialty been primarily feet?
Well, as a person who suffers from foot and ankle problems myself, I have specialized in feet. And I make custom orthotics, so foot and ankle is my specialty, but I'm doing the whole body all day, necks, knees, everything, because physical therapy is a whole body situation. Yep. So yeah, once I made Calf Pro for foot and ankle, I realized people are like, well, what do I do about my lower back? I said, well, you have to press and stretch this zone, and I made up my own zones, which you can see in this poster, which will come with CobraPRESS. These are the stretches that we do in the 12 zones. And then I got people stretching, and they're like, I do your stretches every day. I feel great. But sometimes their muscles actually get locked and they won't stretch. And that is really where the press comes into the stretch. There's a stretch reflex in the body. The myotatic stretch reflex is part of the knee jerk reflex. We know that one with the doctor hits your patella tendon and your knee, your leg spontaneously moves because your quad contracts. So this is actually part of a system in the body that can go wrong. And the way that we reset it is we press on something, a muscle especially, then we stretch that muscle and we reset. And that's a really simple, easy way to treat chronic pain that I don't feel has been said like that before. People will be watching who have hip pain or have shoulder pain. They need to press and stretch. And then the problem is people's thumbs aren't strong enough. So I'll tell you, you say, Dave, my back hurts. What do I do? I say, I want you to press on this thing. And you take your thumb and you go, I'm tired already in my thumb. So I made a leverage device that will press on that spot so deeply that it will reset. And then I've got a quick start guide, which this is currently paper, but this is going to come as a card, just like the poster comes laminated, but it'll be double the size. This is going to fit in the size of the box for the CobraPRESS, and it's going to literally, you pick your spot. So you pick, front of the hip, zone 5. It's going to be right there, zone 5. And
Awesome.
It's going to show you what to do with the front of your hip, how you press it with the CobraPRESS, and then how you stretch. I'm trying to give people a guide for self-health, self-help and self-health.
And I see you have the QR code so people can have it on their phone too. So if they travel, they can have that on the go, or rather.
Yep. You can pull it up. It doesn't have to be in the guide. The guide will come in the box, but you can pull it up on your phone and you can just check the zone you care about. My knee hurts. How do I get rid of knee pain? Quickly. I'm walking the streets of Paris. My knee hurts. What do I do? Quickly go to zone 4. Oh, that's the knee one. Okay. And the CobraPRESS is portable. You can put it in your backpack. You can use it right then and there in Paris or on a plane, and you can fix your knee.
So the CobraPRESS looks amazing and can help people in so many different ways. Are there any is there anybody that it wouldn't be for?
Yeah, I mean, people with non-musculoskeletal pain syndromes, it's not for. So, someone who's got, I mean, I'm trying to think of something, diabetic neuropathy, I guess, where they have vascular problems as a result of an internal imbalance of their glucose metabolism. Yeah, okay. That's probably, you got to fix your glucose metabolism. But they'll probably have tight calves, by the way, and they probably should be pressing their calves and stretching on the Calf Pro anyway. So, okay. Basically, people with musculoskeletal problems, and I'm telling you, there are millions of people right now suffering from conditions, and they get sort of cupping and use Theraguns and electrical stim. These things aren't potent. I don't have these things in my office because I'm a person who sees patients every hour, and I'm out of network, and people want to get value for money. I don't use any of those tools. I press and stretch in order to mechanically reset their bodies, and then they heal. So I'm really offering my sort of concierge physical therapy method in a really affordable package that you can then take my guide, take my tools, and try to fix yourself, which is really exciting. People should be fixing themselves. And there's just a massive healthcare system problem in the United States where they're dependent on people who are more concerned, unfortunately, about billing codes, which is how it's set up. It's not their fault.
Hmm.
It's not their fault. I don't want to blame anyone. It's just not set up for a win-win situation.
Interesting. Yeah. What a crazy industry it's become.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to skip that. I want to say, you know what? You're in pain. Don't go straight for the entire massive healthcare system. Just try this. You might actually fix yourself really fast and you'll feel good because you did it yourself. And I want people to have that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Good alternative options that you're providing, which is great. Obviously, people do have their percussion massager and rollers, and I know that you still have a roller.
Yes, 100%. There's nothing wrong with foam rolling. I'm not saying foam rolling is bad. I sell a foam roller on my website that has just the right density that I love using, and I still use it for certain parts of my body when I don't mind getting on the floor, and I like that feeling of, on my upper back. I love a foam roller on my upper back. But there are certain spots foam roller will not hit. Like you cannot get to your traps right here with a foam roller. You also can't press as hard on your hip, like right here with a foam roller. And what if you don't want to get on the floor? Like I want to be at a movie or on a plane and I've got an ache and I want to be able to just hit that spot against my chair. You can't foam roll on a plane. You can't foam roll in a movie. You can't foam roll at your desk. So this is designed to work pretty much anywhere, against a wall, in your bed. You can put it under your pillow. I've got it right here. You put it here.
Oh,
It
good.
is.
You got that. Yep.
Right. This is the production prototype.
Yep.
It literally goes behind you and against a wall, and I could use a window even, and you lever off of the nose and you can hit all sorts of parts of your body. So it's levering off of a surface. Your pillow is fine, your couch is fine. You levers off and boom, the mechanical leverage is huge. You can hit any spot with as much force or as little force as you like.
That is awesome. And I love what you show on the Kickstarter campaign, which I will put the link to it so everybody could see the different options. But I love how you can take off the pyramid there and then use that on certain spots. And I guess it's because the handle, it's a little bit awkward, and just using that makes it a little bit easier to be able to press.
So the handle is for leverage, but if you don't need leverage because you're really focusing on a tight spot. So for example, if I wanted to work on the anterior deltoid in the front of my shoulder, I don't need a huge amount of leverage, and this is kind of awkward for this location, even though you could put it against the wall and smash it. You can also just take the head off. So you see that the head's removable. It goes onto the base.
That's great.
With a non-slip surface, and then you can take it and you can just work on tiny spots that you want to hit, and that's more than enough force. Like that is potent as anything.
Is that right?
You can do your forehead, You could do for migraines, for TMJ, little spots like this where you really want a handheld, where you want to get into the back of your neck. I actually use the full CobraPRESS for the back of the neck against the pillow, and then I can just sort of lever into the back of my neck if I need to. But you got a choice, and these come together as a softer pyramid and a harder pyramid, and they're interchangeable. So you can put the soft one on the CobraPRESS or the hard one on the personal pyramid, and you could do whatever you want. And that's the thing. I'm giving you this sort of like option to really self search for the knots in your body and really have so much power to break. It's not really break them, it's reset them. Because what's happening here is we've got muscles that have been used over and over again for the same task, and then they forget to turn off. So we reset them using ischemic compression, which is like, I'm not making this up, this has been known for decades, which is basically pushing in so hard that the blood flow is restricted just for a second, and then the muscle turns off and resets. And then suddenly it doesn't hurt anymore. That's what everybody needs.
That's awesome. And I think about a percussion massager as I'm, listening to you, and sometimes a percussion massager, you're getting that spot, but it could be too abrasive. Here, you can control the pressure. And so it's better for, for you, safer for you, and more effective, more effective, because some of these percussion massagers have those massage heads that have that trigger point, but
they have a cone, right? So I had one that a patient gave to me and said, this is great, why don't you use it? And I said, well, it's percussion, which is in and out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't allow for ischemic compression. He goes, well, if you push it hard enough, it will. Why don't we try it? So I put the point on, and I said, I need enough pressure here. So I used it, and as I'm pressing hard enough, the gun's turning off. It's like bum 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 bum, and then as I'm actually hitting it hard enough, the gun's off because it can't deal with that kind of load. And then really, you don't need a gun; you just need the point. Because the percussion, when used the way people use it, is really more just like a vibratory tapping. And we want constant pressure to cause that ischemic compression. And that's not what that does.
So the idea of this type of pressure, how does it actually work with your body? Maybe not getting too deep here where it's confusing for people, but what is it actually doing inside your body to relieve that pain that you might have?
To make it really simple, it's causing a window of reflex inhibition. So muscles have no brains. They are like drones waiting for a signal. So sometimes they go out of calibration. The older we get and the more we use our muscles, the more errors creep into the system. Kind of like an old iPhone. It just doesn't work like it used to. So you want to upgrade. The problem is you can't upgrade your body. You can stretch and muscle train and do cardio. That's it. And then if you're doing stretching, muscle training, and cardio, but you still have pain, you need a reset. So a reset means there's a muscle group in that area, could be near your kneecap, could be in your thigh, anywhere where the muscle has been contracted so many times, it's forgotten how to relax. That's called a knot. So we get knots all the time. Everybody has knots right here because you've had your arms up for so long, they've forgotten how to relax. And so all you have to do is do a manual reset. A manual reset is only one thing. It's ischemic compression. It's pressing until it resets. And the thing is, we don't have enough power to press on ourselves, especially behind us. So behind us, we really need a handle and a pressing tool to get into the spots that we can't reach. And you'll notice the length, the size of this thing is exactly right for that. And you can put it around yourself anywhere, and all you have to do is lie down on a couch or a bed, and then boom, you're going to hit those spots with your control. As in, is it enough? Is it not enough? Let me push harder. Oh my God, that's exactly what I needed. And like you could go for a massage and be like, can you just hit that knot? And they don't quite hit it because they don't feel it, and then they move to another spot. I find massages quite frustrating personally because I just need specific things worked on, and then they go and work on my legs. And I mean, I love massage therapists. They're awesome. I just want to do it myself.
There are times when I've woken up from a bad stiff neck or get that pain right here. Oh man, that is just the worst. And having that, I wish when I had that issue, I wish I had your product.
Yep, you're talking about an acute wry neck. This is like a stiff neck where you can't turn your head to one side. You have pain. This is muscle. These are muscle problems. This is a muscle that's locked. Maybe you slept in a funny position for 3 hours and the blood flow changed, and then you wake up and your head doesn't turn because the muscle is now malfunctioning. And you reset that muscle through ischemic compression, which is just pressing on the muscle. And you need a tool, just like you wouldn't try to hit a nail with your finger. You use a hammer. Okay. This is your
That
muscle hammer right here.
that's awesome. Now, how long did it take you to finally get to this point with this design?
So I started with the pyramid design, just the pyramid in 2018. That's when Calf Pro launched.
Yeah,
Or that's when Calf Pro was also invented.
yeah.
2018 was a big year. And Calf Pro went first, and I put this on the back burner for a while, but I had the pyramid and I was using it myself all the time for, shoulder blade. You know, when you get that shoulder blade ache, and I was just pushing this up against a wall, but it kept falling on the ground. It and no one else could really. I knew how to use it, but it just kept you couldn't hold it in place. I went to put suction cups on the back. That only works on glass and mirrors. I needed a handle, and you should see all the iterations I've done in the last 5 years with these giant handles that were ridiculous, or straps. I made straps attached to it and then put a strap under here to pull it down.
Oh, wow.
And then it just really came together in the last year, the simplification, working with a graphic design, an industrial designer who's a student at FIU. This has been really like my personal project. This isn't a big company. It's just me, an industrial designer, and trying to get it done.
Interesting. That's wow. Very cool to know. And obviously, you're doing Kickstarter again. For people who don't know what Kickstarter is, it's a campaign to back an inventor who brings a product to market. And obviously, you can go the traditional way, have an advertising agency, but you see a lot of people and companies using Kickstarter. And what is it about Kickstarter that you like?
Kickstarter is basically pre-selling the product so I can make it. Rather than getting an investor or borrowing a lot of money and then hoping that the product is a success. We show the product to a really special community of people who are willing to wait. And I'm telling you, that's a tough sell in the time of Amazon and Shopify,
Yeah.
because these people are saying, I know it's not ready, but I'm going to pay for it now, and I'm going to let you go and make it, and I'll wait for it to be made. So I really think these people are special people that are, there's nothing else like Kickstarter. And I did it with Calf Pro. I raised enough money to go and build my steel molds for Calf Pro and then ship. I've never shipped anything before. I didn't know how to order a container. So that was a whole bit of a mess of a journey. How to ship DDP, which is delivered duty paid. I didn't know how to do that. So backers got their items and then had to pay duty. I feel really bad. It's terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. Now I'm literally going to make it and ship it. So it's a very different situation 5 years later.
That's great. And for people that are looking at Kickstarter and the campaign, David is great, as he just shared his experience, and reach out to him, message, he'll take care of you. And I'm excited. I know that you're someone who I feel good about supporting, and I'm excited for this product, and congratulate you for bringing out a new awesome product.
Thanks, Sid. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out and giving me a chance to explain the product further.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing your videos, showing how you're using the product and getting, exactly what the product, is saying it's going to deliver. So you're going to enjoy it. It's going to work for you. And you know what? You might save yourself from all sorts of things because you're going to take care of yourself now.
Yeah, that's great. And I love your campaign. It's very genuine. As you and I were speaking before we started recording this, that everybody in that video are people it's
Yeah.
People that really care about you and the product. No paid actors, and
No paid actors. This is a budget physical therapist making a product. Every person in that video is either a friend or a person who showed up at Barry's boot camp for a workout that day. It's just like people using it. So I'm glad you liked the video. we work, we sit and I write what I'm going to say and what, I don't plan what people are going to do. I just give them the tool and see if they get it. And a lot of people really got it in the video. So it turned out great. Thank you.
Yeah, it really did. I have one last question, which, being a physical therapist, the New York City Marathon was just a couple of days ago. I ran it 1986. For people that are runners, since you're a foot specialist, what's your thoughts on long distance running and, especially marathon running?
Well, I have so much to say about this. I mean, I have a marathon runner who was in my office this morning who's going to do the Miami Marathon coming up. All I can say is neutralize your amplitude, minimize your shock. All right. This is non-product related. This is just because I want to help you, because if you're going to run, it's all about forward direction, not up and down. Up and down is a waste of your time. So all the shock and all of the plantar fasciitis, tibialis posterior, shin splints, knee pain, hip pain that I see in marathon runners is because they're trying to absorb too much shock per step. Your whole propagation through a medium should be across, not up and down. And I mean, that's just a physical therapist dealing with runners talking. But then from a product perspective, all of the people who come into my office have knots in their tib post, in their shin, in their calf, and they need to press on the knots and then stretch their foot and ankle. And then that's a calf pro treatment. And then there's the quad, for example, absorbing too much shock at the knee. So there are knots down the lateral quad, tracking the kneecap laterally. We need to press throughout the quad, and you can do that both with CobraPRESS on the thigh, which I have in the quick start guide. I've got a little silhouette here of zone 4. I don't know if you can see that. This will be card, not paper. This is just a printed version. Zone 4, press on the quad, stretch the quad. That's zone 4 right there. And that will literally reset your quad so it can absorb more shock, even if you don't change your running style. Your shock absorption capacity is dependent upon the elasticity of the muscles in that area. And if the muscles are not elastic because they're full of knots, then it goes straight to the joint.
Wow, interesting. Wow, you're full of knowledge. Got some great ideas. I'm sure you got some other interesting products in the works, and we'll have to stay tuned maybe.
I have a lot of products in the works, but each product needs to get to its target market first. So I've got to get CobraPRESS out there now to all those people who are suffering from knots throughout their body and self-treating. And I need to get this to be something that people understand. And so far, it's a funny shaped object. Maybe I should have called it the muscle hammer or something, maybe people would have, understood it a little better. The idea is that it's a pressing tool, and I want people to understand they need to press on their bodies. And when you go like this, kind of looks like a Cobra.
That's cool. How heavy is it?
Oh, it's light. This is, I don't know, 1.5 pounds. I don't know.
Okay.
It's very light. It needs to be light, in order to be something you can pack in your bag and take with you.
Yeah, great. Well, David, it was a pleasure over 5 years. And thank you again for this product. I can't wait till the CobraPRESS comes out, and wish you the best in the campaign. So back, David, let's get this product out to the masses and help so many people who are dealing with aches and pains. Thanks, David.